Don't worry, it's non-alcoholic. Hello everyone, my name is Happy Black Legends and thank you so much for clicking on this video. So first of all, look at my Squid Game nails. Okay, thank you. So apparently, allegedly, it is World Vegan Day today. And I was not planning on filming this video, but after like 45 minutes on Twitter, I was like, that's it, I've had enough. Don't worry, it's non-alcoholic. Also, I'm wearing one of my favorite shirts. Wait, hold on. I love this shirt, and I only wear it like in the comfort of my home. But anyways, today is World Vegan Day, and y'all know I went vegan last year, 2020. And I wasn't really planning on filming a vegan related video. However, just being on Twitter today has been so exhausting. I've seen so many terrible takes. And one thing that's like really fucking frustrating about like being vegan is we are a small group. We are technically the minority when it comes to diet and food and lifestyle. There aren't a lot of vegans, right? So you'll have someone say something that is 1000% incorrect, not based in any sort of science or based in any sort of truth. And yet, because most of the world is comfortable with consuming flesh, wearing fur, and using animals in their makeup, beauty products, household products, and so on, people will just agree with the incorrect information because they don't like to be challenged. And you know what? Here's my thing. If you don't want to be vegan, don't fucking be vegan. Don't be vegan. Before I went vegan, and I'm pretty sure you can even go back in some of my old videos and find various footage of me saying things like this. But before I went vegan, I was like, look, it's a little bit too extreme. You know, I don't know if I can afford to be vegan right now. Maybe one day in the future. You know, I used to say things like, I think vegans have the right idea, but I think it's too extreme and I don't really want to do it. And that's all I would say. I would just say, I don't want to do it. But when people pull shit out of their ass, when people reach their arm so far up their rectum, they can fucking touch the top of their skull. That's how far y'all be reaching sometimes. Y'all be reaching for reasons not to go vegan. That is just 1000% incorrect. When you literally could just say, I don't want to be vegan. But don't make up bullshit. Don't lie. And don't speak on things you clearly know nothing about. So the whole reason I wanted to make this video, is because I wanted to go over a few anti-vegan arguments that, quite frankly, I'm really sick and tired of hearing. Like, I'm exhausted, actually. I'm extremely sick and tired of hearing. The first being that veganism is anti-Black and anti-Indigenous. Okay, first of all, are there racist vegans? Yes, there are fucking racist vegans. There's racist people in every sort of group that you can think of, because racism is an issue in our society. So there definitely are racist vegans. There are things that some vegans say that I do not agree with, things that some vegans do that I would never do, never say, and I do not co-sign on. So that is a truth. I have even made videos discussing various forms of veganism that I do not subscribe to, various things vegans have done that I completely disagree with. Like, I have made numerous videos on this subject, so that is a truth. However, to say that veganism is anti-Black and anti-Indigenous is so fucking ignorant for so many reasons. Number one, you are just outright erasing the voices of Black and Indigenous vegans. Like, and that's fucking disgusting. That is so disgusting to just completely ignore and erase the work that Black and Indigenous vegans have done. Number two, I've made a video on this subject, on the history of Black people and veganism, and more so people of color. I think I want to make more videos on this subject because a lot of people really do believe that veganism is sort of a white philosophy, is a white thing. And I think that that is just fucked up. Let me just explain. Historically, the act of not consuming flesh is something that has existed in so many cultures of color. Mostly cultures of color. So to erase the centuries of mock meats that have existed in Asia, to erase the various African countries that have participated in vegetarian food and diet, it's just really disrespectful and ignorant. I don't know. Whenever people say veganism is anti-Black or Indigenous, I'm just like, clearly you have never taken the time to actually sit down with Black or Indigenous vegans. Like, clearly you've never done this, because believe you me, before I went vegan, I thought veganism was some white bullshit myself. I was extremely ignorant. I had no idea that mock meats have been consumed by people in Asian countries for hundreds of years. I never knew that. I had no idea that there are many Black activists who have been vegan for decades. I did not know these things. I was extremely ignorant. It is literally anti-Indigenous because the majority of Western vegans will spew shit out of their ass without realizing many Indigenous communities have water priced at 66 a case. Vegetables are pricey as fuck, and the only option is hunting and foraging. Again, if that is the case for your situation, that is, in my opinion, you are living an ethical, sustainable lifestyle. For me and for many other vegans of color, we would never walk up to an Indigenous person and tell them they have to go vegan. We would never do that. The people that have done this before are vegans who just so happen to be racist. And again, by only focusing on those vegans and refusing to sit down and listen to vegans of color, you are erasing our voices and you are ignoring the work that we're doing. It's just extremely disrespectful to act like there's only one side of veganism. Also, a lot of the times people will blame vegans for the issues that capitalism and colonialism have caused. People will say things like, oh, vegans, do you think you're being so sustainable by eating fruit and vegetables that were picked by, migrant workers and exploited workers? And it's like, okay, first of all, if you want to have this conversation, let's have this conversation. First of all, if you really care about people being exploited, you definitely should stop eating meat, because meat exploits animals and slaughterhouse workers. So many slaughterhouse workers are injured or killed on the job. A lot of slaughterhouse workers have terrible working rights and conditions, and they go through extreme PTSD from having to continuously slaughter animals day in and day out. And so it's not an easy job. It's a quite thankless job. And to act like you are not also participating in exploitation is really ridiculous. Vegans are not the only people that eat fruits and vegetables. So again, if you really do care about exploited people and beings, you really should just be vegan, because when you compare exploitation, being vegan happens to be the lesser exploitative option. It's just the truth. And I get that people don't like to be told what to do. I get that people don't like to look inwards at themselves and how they are exploiting others. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not something that is enjoyable per se. It's not easy to look at yourself and see what you could be doing better. That's not something that a lot of people enjoy doing. So again, I get that. And if you don't want to do that, fine. But what bothers me is when people, like, it's one thing to be like, okay, I don't want to be vegan, but it's another thing to be like, I can't go vegan because plants have feelings, and because Black people, and because and it's like, dude, come on. You sound ridiculous. You sound so stupid. Shut the hell up. And like I said, it's just so frustrating because like I just feel so stomped on sometimes and ignored by like leftists who claim to be, you know, anti-oppression, but then won't listen to me speak on veganism and the links to oppression that it has, and then claim that I am somehow racist against myself for being vegan, and then ignore my perspective. It's just like, dear God, like, what the fuck are you doing? It's so annoying. How is me eating beans and rice and tofu, which are extremely cheap foods, cheap, nutritious foods, how is that an act of racism? How is that colonial? How am I being a colonist by eating tofu? Like, can anyone explain that to me? What about that is enacting some war against people of color globally? Like, I really do not understand the thinking. And it's so funny, like I said, because a lot of these people claim to be leftist, they claim to be anti-bigotry, but these people won't look at how they can revolutionize their plate. They don't look at that. The revolution stops at the dinner table for these people, apparently. The revolution cannot be purchased at the grocery store, okay? Like, for these people, it's just impossible. And I don't know, that's just really frustrating for me, especially because, like I said, like, one of the huge reasons I went vegan was because I realized, like, if I'm anti-oppression, that has to include animals. I can't be out here claiming to be like peace and love and claiming to be like anti-hate. You know, if I'm against racism and sexism and homophobia and ableism and just so many forces of isms and forces of discrimination, if I'm against all these things, that has to include animals. That's hypocritical for it not to include animals. And I wish more, you know, quote unquote leftists would understand that, instead of like just treating veganism as such a one-dimensional thing, because it's really not. It's a philosophy, it's a lifestyle, it's a whole idea of being against exploitation and bigotry. At its core, that is what veganism is supposed to be about. It is about standing up for what you believe in. It is about being against exploitation. It is about being against harm when you could just choose the nicer, lesser evil of options. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to choose something that's more peaceful, better for the environment, better for the animals, and just better? I don't know. It's just so fascinating to me. I just can't wait to be like a 70-year-old vegan queen who is still doing the damn thing and is just proving all the bitches wrong, because that's my goal in life, honestly. But anyways, y'all, what did you guys think of this video? What did you guys think about what I have to say? If you hate this video and hate me because I'm vegan and because I'm black and because I'm outspoken on both of those things, hate me. It is what it is, honestly. Feel free to leave a like or a hate comment. Do what you want. It is your world and we are just living in it, I guess. But anyways, this was the makeup look. I wanted to go for like sort of a gardeny, like flower look. I really like how it turned out. I think I definitely want to do more of these videos in the future. So let me know what you guys thought about this kind of video. But as always, y'all, a huge thank you to my patrons, to my YouTube members, to my subscribers, and to you for watching. As always, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, y'all. Bye.